final chapter of 2024 is finally here, and my god, what a chapter Oda decided to end up this crazy year with. So come on, let's not waste time, let's get into the chapter. And if you haven't noticed, yes, I'm back and stronger than ever, so stay tuned for that, and come on, let's get into the chapter. Alright, it would be crazy to not start the video and start the review talking about the craziest thing in this chapter. So I'm gonna start talking about this, and then we're gonna get back to the start of the chapter. I'm gonna review every single page. So, the final page of this chapter. Oh my god, who would have thought? I mean, look, a lot of people have been saying that Shanks has a twin, and a lot of people have been saying that the guy who went to Marijwa to meet, who met the Garossi is not Shanks, and it's a clone, or it's Shanks' twin and all of that. But my god, no one has predicted this outcome. I mean, to start that, Luki was talking to him, and Luki was saying that, to be fair, at this time, we're friends, okay? I never met you, I never seen your powers, I never seen anything from you, but we've come to this, that we've been talking together for a long time now, and I feel like that we are friends. And now, boom, Shanks is here with this unknown female character with the power of the Garossi, and they're here. And my god, if this is not one of the craziest endings I've ever seen in One Piece, to be fair. Okay, now let's start about who are these two to start things off, okay? Look, the second character, the female character, is so crazy to me because, look, it has to do something with the Garossi, okay? Because if we say that this guy, the Shanks, or as people call him, Banks, okay, whatever, okay? If this guy is somewhat connected to the Garossi, right? I mean, we've seen the powers and we've seen how the way he's arrived. It's literally the same way as all of the Garossi have arrived at Egghead Arc, right? At Egghead Island, I'm sorry. So, with the way Shanks and this female character arrived, it definitely tells you that it has to do something with the Garossi, right? So this female character, I've seen two assumptions, okay? I've seen two, and one of them, I don't know, I cannot relate to, but the second one, I don't know, I feel like it is, okay? The number one, it's Luffy's mother, and every time we meet a new interesting female character, we say that, okay? So I'm not gonna get into that, and I'm not gonna be talking a lot about the possibility of it being Luffy's mother, okay? It could be, okay, but let's say 1% chance of it being Luffy's mother, okay? So, the second option, or the second assumption, is that it's Quina. And hear me out, before you say anything. Look, it is possible, okay, because when a lot of people have been saying that it could be Shanks' twin, or Shanks' clone, or whatever, or Shanks anti-Shanks, or whatever, okay? Many of us were calling these people crazy, right? Because there's not a single chance of we're gonna get another Shanks. It's not possible, right? But now, here we go. It's definitely, and with the way Oda's really a genius, bro. Oh my god, he's really a genius. With the way he presented it, with the way he presented Shanks, or this character, with this panel, it's literally the same one as the one from the Garossi. So it's like Oda's telling you that this is definitely the guy that met the Garossi, right? And he's giving you this exact panel of the exact side face of Shanks, or this guy, to let you know that this guy is the same guy who met the Garossi. And my god, if this is not a confirmation to you, look at the way he's arrived at Elbaf Kingdom, bro. It's literally from the Garossi, okay? So now, to be fair, I feel like, look, it could be Shanks' twin, it could be Shanks' clone, it could be whatever, okay? But I feel like it could be, to be fair, in my opinion, I feel like it is Shanks' twin, okay? Why, how, all of that, we still don't know. But to be fair, if Figureland is Shanks' father, and if Figureland has a huge evil side inside of him, right? Why does Shanks look nice? Why does Shanks always treat people nice? Why does even Shanks try to help Luffy, and even though he knew that Luffy could be special, okay? He knew about the devil fruit, and he know about the straw hat, and he know about all of that, okay? So Shanks is a nice human being, okay? I mean, we've seen what he's done to Bartolomeo and everything. He could have killed him easily because he was trying to ruin his reputation, right? But no, we all know that Shanks is good. Okay, so now we got the bad side of Shanks, which is basically not Shanks. And to be fair, with the conversation of Luffy and this guy Banks, okay, let's call him Banks, we've seen that this guy still got somewhat similar side of Shanks. Okay, we've seen that Luffy was aggressive. He always wanted to destroy people. I mean, look at, my God, with the way Luffy was talking, and with the way he said that, listen, if you let some fool escape once, they will come back for revenge unless you render them beyond recovery. That's what Luffy said. You can see the evil side of Luffy. You can see how he's always afraid of revenge, or he's always thinking bad of other people. But you can see this guy, the Banks, the anti-Shanks, you can see his mindset, and you can see with the way he thinks, he's not evil, okay? Until now, he's okay. He definitely could be evil, okay? But I mean, he's working with the Garossi, goddammit. But you can see with the way he thinks and with the way he deals with the stuff, like with what he was saying with Luffy, he's definitely not as evil as people think, okay? He is not the Doflamingo evil. He's not the Roblucci evil. He could be, let's say, the Big Mom evil, okay? So he's got a good side, but when he's on his bad side, my God, you don't want to mess with that, okay? So the final page of this chapter, my God, what a crazy final page. Oh my God, bro. We got Banks, this side of Shanks, this guy, and we got this female character, which could be, as I'm saying, it could be Queen, okay? So, chapter 1134 is starting with Luffy introducing himself with a weird way. We've never seen Luffy introducing himself with that way. Even Jaguar de Sol was laughing. He was like, this is not you. Where did you learn this? Where did you learn this? It was crazy, okay? I love Luffy, bro, okay? And then Jaguar de Sol said what everybody been saying, but Luffy cannot realize that you don't have to introduce yourself, bro. You're so famous. You're a Yonko, bro. You don't even have to introduce yourself. But yeah, this is Luffy, and that's why we love him, right? And we've seen Jaguar de Sol being happy that Robin finally found these friends that he was telling her about. And yes, this is wholesome. And I don't want to get into that because I'm gonna cry, okay? So they were talking, and Robin was happy, and the Straw Hats were crying that, yes, of course we will protect you forever, Robin. But of course, Jinbei and Zoro were like that. Yeah, they're never gonna react to that, okay? And Robin with them, okay? We all know that, okay? But this is related to Robin, so we cannot see her reaction to that. So yeah, Jaguar de Sol was talking, and he said, because he was a Marine soldier back then, he knows what the strength of an emperor is, okay? So we can see this cute panel of these Straw Hats like buffing themselves, and yeah, sure, we're so it's cute, bro. I love this chapter, and this chapter is exactly what we wanted from the beginning of Elbaf arc, okay? This is exactly what we wanted, because starting an arc, starting a new arc, all we need is like 2 or 3 things, okay? First, of course, the introduction of the kingdom or for this land, and number 2, we need to see the information. We need to get to know about this kingdom. We need to know about its history. We need to know everything related to this place to actually get involved, to actually relate to, you know, because now with that girl, well, I forgot her name, but we'll get to that, okay? With the way she was talking about the king and everything related to that kingdom, we finally knew everything about Elbaf. Not everything, but we finally knew the essential points of Elbaf, okay? So now we finally know. And the third thing, we get to know who's the main antagonist, or who's the villain of this arc. And in this chapter, we got all 3 things. So I'm pretty, oh my God, I love this chapter, okay? So now we got Lilith meeting Jaguar de Sol, and she was saying, hey, you don't recognize me, I'm Vegapunk. And he was I don't remember Vegapunk being okay, whatever. And then we saw the clone of Vegapunk, and I don't know how to react to that, honestly. I mean, I generally don't know, but this is Vegapunk from 20 years ago, and Lilith was saying the government would be suspicious if Stella's not around the lab for months, right? I don't know, it was weird. So what we basically got from Lilith in this chapter was that we have a clone of Vegapunk of 20 years ago. Vegapunk and Lilith is planning to live in Elbaf and build a new laboratory. So this is huge news, okay? This is huge news because many people were saying that Lilith could join the Straw Hats. Many people were saying that Bonnie would join the Straw Hats. But now we've seen Bonnie talking to Lilith, and she was saying that he could make my daddy well again too, right? And Lilith said, of course, Bonnie, and they all went to the library together, okay? So this means it's official. Lilith and Bonnie will not join the Straw Hats, okay? They will be staying in Elbaf, and as Lilith said, she's gonna live there, definitely, and she's gonna build a new laboratory. So yeah, she's staying there for quite a long time, okay? So now we see the students of Jaguar D Soul, and we can see, yeah, he's a teacher, he's a professor. And yeah, we've seen the introduction of Angie, as Angie is serving as the doctor's assistant or whatever, okay? And Angie will guide the Straw Hats into the school of Jaguar D Soul, okay? And as we've seen, the school, it's nice, and it's opened 20 years ago by Dr. Soul at the request of the former king, okay? It's from Harlan, Loki's father, okay? And so Jaguar D Soul and Robin went to the library, and Chopper said, I'm going with you. And as we know, Lilith and Bonnie went there too, okay? So as these Straw Hats were running and exploring the place and all of that, we got some huge information that I don't know if many people noticed that or not, okay? So the children were screaming, don't chase little humans around and all of that. So, and the children were saying, we won't fight, it's dangerous. A guy from Elbaf saying that, and we can see Usopp being surprised, and he was like, what? Aren't you all army reserves of Elbaf? And the kid responded, don't call us you so rudely. That's not the trend here anymore. And my god, does that explain a lot. I mean, Oda is a genius. He did not throw this just at this random chapter and that's it. He threw this to let us know that the new generation of Elbaf and the new people of Elbaf, all these people who, let's say, under, I don't know, 60 years or something, the kids of Elbaf, they got a new mindset, which is the Elbaf. It's not the land of warriors anymore. It's not the army of Elbaf, which everyone has to join the army and to be a fighter and or a warrior and all of that. As we know, or as we see from this chapter, that Elbaf is getting weaker, it's getting softer, because the new kids and the new generation and the new mindset of Elbaf is not as it seemed. And as we will get there with Ripley, the introduction of the new girl, and she was talking about how Elbaf used to be, and this explains a lot. And as Oda is telling us right now, that the new generation of Elbaf is not as it seemed way back then, okay? They're now getting weaker, they're getting softer, they're developing, as we were saying, they're evolving, and yeah, all of that, okay? So we got the introduction of Ripley, and she's 100 years old, and she's a biology teacher, and this is important, okay? So Ripley was talking to Luffy, and yeah, they were apologizing. They didn't even realize that they were on top of a giant. So she said, it's fine, you're not heavy anyways. And then she said, you must be shocked, right? It's been 100 years since the warriors of Elbaf ran wild all over the world. Okay, slander, violence, plunder, war. We are not on that era anymore. You can see that Elbaf now is not as it used to be anymore, okay? The new generation is getting weaker, and all of these people's mindset have changed, and they're not as they used to be, as the savages, as the uneducated beasts, if I should say. They're not as they used to be anymore, okay? So we can say that the final, or the final era of the warriors of Elbaf is the Hierodins and whoever is older than him, if that makes sense, right? So the new generation and the new generations that are coming in Elbaf, they're not as what Elbaf used to be, as the slander, violence, plunder, war. Elbaf was like that 100 years ago, and this is not the era of the warriors of Elbaf as it used to be 100 years ago. This is crazy, and my god, because she's a biology teacher, so she definitely knows it all, right? So Ripley said, The wise ruler, King Harold, once said, trade with other nations rather than fight with them. So now we can see why and how Elbaf is turning into that side. It's turning into the normal human being of a side, not the fighting spirit, not the warriors, not all of that, because of King Harold. Okay, note that, okay, note that, this is important. And Ripley continuing, while pumping heads with the elders who values tradition from various villages, and Usopp was right, King Harold, Angie said, the great king who tried to reform this country, as it seemed, was killed by his own son halfway through achieving his dream. However, the country did not allow his son to ascend to the throne. Right now, Elbaf has no king, and this is gonna be a huge part of the ending of Elbaf, and this is gonna play really important in this arc, because it's gonna be chaos with no king. Okay, as we know, a kingdom with no king is basically nothing, because it's random and everyone can do whatever they want. Okay, so this is gonna play a huge part of whatever is gonna happen in this arc. Okay, with what we've seen at the end of this chapter with Shanks and the other female character, or with Luffy, or with the civilians, or with Luffy, or with everybody in Elbaf Island, okay, or an Elbaf Kingdom, okay? So yeah, history class was over, and it's basically Oda telling us, this is enough information for today, okay? You guys need to chill, okay? We got pretty good information, and like I was saying, it's really important for us readers to finally explore and to get to know the island or the kingdom we're getting into in this arc, okay? So this is really important, because we need to know the history of Elbaf, and we need to know why Elbaf is as we've hearing about, as we've seeing right now, and the warriors of Elbaf, and why Big Mom was saying that if I finally can make Elbaf as one of my alliances and all of that, I'm gonna definitely be the king of the pirates or the queen of the pirates, okay? Why was Big Mom saying that confidently, even though she knows that I got Kaido, Shanks, and all of the other emperors? It's crazy. So now we can get to know Elbaf more, and we can get to know why and how everything is happening right now, and has been happening in Elbaf for the past, I don't know, hundreds of years, okay? So, and Ripley was talking to Luffy, and she said, Captain Kun, you're not in your white form. I was looking forward to it too. And Luffy was smiling, and he said, ah, that form is my freedom form. Ripley said, according to Elbaf's myths, there's a warrior who have that same form. My god, I'm gonna start crying, okay? So Luffy said, oh, and Ripley said, I'm fluttering with excitement. We are from the last generations of warriors, you see. And we go to Jaguar Soul and Robin and all these guys, and we can see they're getting into the library, or what it's called, the library of the owl, which every book can be bigger than its original shape, okay? It's genuinely crazy. But yeah, we've seen crazier things in One Piece, right? So yeah, we got to see finally the library of Ohara being back as it used to be, with nothing missing, okay? Jaguar Soul, he said, I searched carefully to ensure that I did not miss even a single book, and brought them all. I've brought everything home. And as we've seen, Robin was remembering, which Professor Clover was saying, this is the best library in the world, and he was telling her, do you like books? And we get back to Jaguar Soul, and he's saying, to think that the day when I could show this to you has finally come. And you can see the reactions of Robin. I'm gonna cry, not only Robin, my god, bro, okay? And then we got to the crazy conversation of Luffy and this guy, okay, this anonymous guy, which we were talking about at this chapter, okay? So, this guy is talking to Luffy, and he said, am I bothering you? Luffy said, no, this is a good way to keep myself occupied, because I have all the time in my hands. Luffy said, about that terrifying experience you went through, are you still traumatized by it? Shanks said, or this guy said, yes, even now, when I remember it, I can't stop shaking, my god. Luffy said, I'm frustrated too, you know. Even though I never saw or met you, by a strange twist of fate, you and I have become long-time friends. If I had been there in your place, I would have leveled the entire area to ruins and massacred everyone. You can see the mindset, you can see the way Luki thinks and acts, and I don't know, okay. So this guy Shanks said, I don't wish it to go that far. Luki said, that's what being naive is, Musaku. Listen, if I let some fool escape once, they will come back for revenge unless you render them beyond recovery. And Shanks, or this guy, responded, thank you very much. Luki said, what? Shanks said, recently, behind those violent words, I noticed that your kindness is showing through. Luki said, hey, this utterly disgusts me. It's very offensive. Don't get too cocky. Kindness, you say? Don't ever mention that again. Shanks said, please stop raising your voice. And Luki said, with a panel that he kinda looked like Kaido, and he said, shut up, Musaku. When I get freed from these chains, you better remember this. And then we got to the crazy final page of this chapter. So okay, hear me out. Many people are saying that it's not or the guy that was talking to Luki, it's not the same guy as was showing at the final page of this chapter. So he's basically not Musaku. But I don't know, but it could be him, okay? I'm just, I don't know, okay, I'll just say that it's him. But many people are saying it's not him, so we will see. But it could be, okay, let's say 50-50, okay? It's 50-50 that Musaku is not this guy Shanks, as we see in the final page, or it could be him. But yeah, it could be not him, and we can see this guy Shanks and the other character, the female character, can be freeing Luki, and he starts just fighting them randomly or something like that, and then we will get to see this Musaku coming at the aid of Luki. So this is it. This is the end of the chapter. This is the final chapter of 2024, and my god, what a chapter this has been. My god, I loved every single part of this chapter, except probably the Vegapunk part, because I don't know about Vegapunk coming back. I mean, I don't know, okay. Just write your thoughts in the comment section down below. What do you think of this chapter? What do you think of this guy? Who is this guy? Is he Shanks' twin? And who's this female character? Is it really Quina? Is it Luffy's mother? Whatever, okay? And write your thoughts. What do you think of Vegapunk basically coming back and all of that? And do you think that Kuma or Lilith can actually cure or fix Kuma, as she said? Okay, so write down in the comments below everything you think of this chapter, and I'm gonna give it probably 9.5 out of 10. It's perfect. I loved every single part of it. So yeah, this is it. Thank you guys for watching. Until next time, mwah.